Hello everybody, my name is Contrice and welcome to my channel. My goal is to inspire and motivate through fashion, words of encouragement, or just simply being authentically me on purpose. So if this interests you, stay tuned. All right, so last week I was going to meet my husband on base and we were going to take some pictures at the beach that they have on base. And I was planning to take a few pictures for my Instagram, which if you want to follow me on Instagram, it's Contrice_UNFA, or you can just hit the thing on the banner, on my channel banner. But anyway, so we met at the store, and as we were getting ready to go to the beach, I was pulling off and I saw this beautiful 1964 red Corvette pull up. So I drove off, but I had this feeling in the pit of my stomach that I just could not let go. And everything in me was saying, Contrice, go back. Go back and ask this man, can you take a picture with his car? Which is the weirdest thing ever to most. I didn't know whether he was on lunch break. I didn't know what he had going on in his day, but I just felt like in the pit of my stomach that I needed to go back and ask this man this question. So I drove off. I was following my husband, and I called him and I was like, I'm gonna go back and ask this man, can I take some pictures with his car? And so my husband waited down the road for me. So by the time I got back, the man was actually coming out of the store, getting into his car. So I got out and I was like, excuse me, I don't know if you have anything going on, but would you have a few minutes to spare for me to take some pictures with your car? And he was very nice about it. And so he got in his car and followed me, and I met my husband and followed us all the way around to the beach part of the base. He went out of his way to allow me to take some pictures with his beautiful classic car. While most people wouldn't have done that, and most people would have been scared to make that sort of effort or to take that opportunity, I just couldn't let it go. And it's easy for me to ask people to do things like that because I have asked God to do some amazing things, and He has obliged me in those. So the only thing man can say is no. He was either going to say yes or no. I've had so many opportunities or so many things happen in my life just because of my ability and my willingness to ask. So I said all of that to say, you have to be willing to ask God for what you want. You cannot be scared. You cannot be scared to go to God, no matter how big, no matter how crazy your ideas may be, because at the end of the day, the ideas that we have in our brain, our imagination, our thoughts, if they're pure, they come from God anyway. So a lot of times it's just for you to ask for those things. And with asking for it, that is God's testing you to see, I believe, that you really want it and that you believe that you can have it. Because honestly, when you ask, you have to believe that you want it and that you can have it, because there's no need in asking for something if you don't fully believe that you can have it. A transparent moment for me, and I know that somebody who's watching this really is having a hard time right now. They need something, they want something, they're asking God, they may be praying about it, or they may not even believe that He's hearing them or that they can get it. But I'm going to give you one story from me that really kind of sums up a few things that have happened in my life that I know that only God could have done it. When we were in Japan, I got pulled over by the police, and my husband was out of country at the time, and I had an amazingly horrible panic attack after this happened. I was actually on my way to the beach at the time to take a break from everything that was going on in my day, and I just needed a moment to myself. So with all of this that was going on, I'm in the car, I'm crying, I'm having a moment. Then I get pulled over by the police. He said I was speeding. I was not speeding. But so I'm in the car literally physically shaking, and he was being extra rude. But in all of this, I ended up getting a ticket. I didn't even end up going to the beach. I ended up going back home. But for like 2 hours or so, I laid on my bed, I cried, and I ended up getting the strength to go in my bathroom, and I prayed, and I was like, God, I can't do this anymore. I need to go back to the States. I don't want to leave my family, but I can't do this. Like, I knew with my mental health and everything at that time, I could not do that anymore. But I knew that there was no way for me to leave and for my family to leave, because my husband still had a 2-year commitment in Japan. So I prayed. The next day or so later, I'm looking at Facebook, and one of my Facebook friends, she had posted that she was in Korea. She posted that she actually got a special kind of orders to go back to the States on a medical thing. So I reached out to her to get a little bit more information about this, and she told me what her thing, I'm not going to get into all of that, but she told me what was going on, and I was like, well, hey, I never heard of that. Let me look more into it. So that Monday, I looked into it, and my my doctor, they said, hey, you got diagnosed with PTSD while you were here. Honestly, you shouldn't even be here. We can't do any more for you at this point here. So they gave us an early return after that conversation. The reason why I know that it was God was because within 5 minutes of my friend at the time, we don't even talk anymore. We're not even Facebook friends anymore. That's the other crazy thing. But within 5 minutes of her putting the post up, she took it down because her husband didn't want everybody to know what was going on at that time. So she took the post down. If I wouldn't have been on Facebook within those 5 minutes that I was on Facebook, I would have had no idea about this thing. I would have never known. But that was the thing that led to my family moving back to the States 2 years early, where I had no way. God had a way. So I asked. I believed that he wanted my family to be together, and I received a blessing that only he could have given me. So if you're feeling backed in a corner and you don't know how, pray. Pray to God. He can give you a way. He can give you a way. I promise you, he can give you a way. As long as you believe and you have faith, there is a way. Okay, so to receive, I'm going to make this video as short as possible. To receive, how to receive. Write your vision and make it plain. Habakkuk 2:2. Write your vision, make it plain, write out what you want. If it's goals or anything you're trying to receive, write it out. I have 2 vision boards. I have one me and my husband have together for our marriage and things we want to accomplish. And then I have one separately for things that I want. And then also Habakkuk 2:3 says, though the vision may tarry, and I'm paraphrasing, wait for it at an appointed time, it will surely come to pass. Surely come to pass. That is the key word, surely. So when you write your vision, make it plain. Even if it takes a long time, have faith and believe that God will be there for you. I pray that this helps somebody. I am not one to make a whole post about spiritual things, but this is where God led me to today. So I just say, ask, believe, and receive. I pray that y'all have a great day, and I'll see you next time.